Hello everybody, this is Napa Fan here, and we are here at the Toledo Speedway to qualify for race number 3. In season number 4 of the NOFSRL Krispy Kreme Series, we are here for the Menard's 200 weekend. As a matter of fact, today at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, move back a little bit since we're actually going to hold the race under the lights. Have ourselves a Menard's 200 here from the Toledo Speedway, 50-lap race around this half-mile racetrack in Toledo, Ohio. Going to be a very interesting race. Another short track on the schedule for these guys, and of course this series has a lot of short tracks, so it's good to be dominant at these places. Our points leader is the number 46 of Audra Baranowskis. She won at Daytona in the first race of the season, then finished runner-up last week at South Boston, so we'll have to see what she can do here at the Toledo Speedway for race number 3 of the season. Right now, the fastest guy in this event, in qualifying I should say, is Dale Salzman. Number 1, Christopher Alfie, just went to the top of the board. I think the times are going to get faster as the session rolls along for these guys, and they got to be careful not to roll back onto the racetrack in front of somebody. Not really many good places to merge back onto the racetrack here at the Toledo Speedway, so good to watch for that here during the race weekend at Toledo. Of course, the race being tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. It'll be a fun one under the lights here at the Toledo Speedway. And Dale Salzman still with the fastest time so far here in qualifying in the number 19. Second fastest driver there, Audra Baranowskis, also with a really fast time. Christopher Alphaby, the 06 machine of Tristan Allen. 55 machine has gone up to the second position. That is Ashlyn Boyd. Got to locate Ashlyn Boyd on the racetrack here. Very difficult to tell where everyone is because we don't know where they are on the racetrack. Why can't I find him? By the time we're going to get to him, he's not even going to be in the top 10. There he is. I don't know why it took me so long to find him there. Dale Salzman is still the fastest guy here, and that's a good sign for him in the race. And right there, saw last week's winner, Austin Colano, slide up through turn number 4. You're going to see that in the race tonight. These guys tend to overshoot the corners here at Toledo and can definitely create some very interesting racing. Number 23 to the top of the board, Brad Stover. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Brad Stover won this race 2 years ago for his first career Napa Fan win, so it's no surprise to see Stover running well here today. Try to locate him, but that's practically impossible. I know he's somewhere. There he is. But he's not the fastest guy anymore. It's back to Dale Salzman in the number 19 with the fastest time. And Salzman definitely looking fast here this weekend at Toledo, looking to grab his first win of the year. Of course, he's been a driver on Napa Fan ever since the beginning. But he's going for his first win of 2019 here in the Krispy Kreme Series. A good chance of doing that if he can start on the pole for tonight's event. This Christopher Alphaby in the number 1 machine. Right now, Dale Salzman, Brad Stover, Austin Colano with a really great time in the 03, and that's a good sign for Colano. Like I mentioned at the top of the show, majority of the schedule, well, maybe not a majority, but a lot of the races on the schedule are short tracks, and if Colano could definitely show some strength on these short tracks in the first 2 short tracks of the season, might be in store seeing our possible champion right there in the 03. But we are only on our 3rd race of the season here this weekend, so it's still a long ways to go. 9 races after tonight. Tristan Allen just went to the top of the board, took the top position away from Dale Salzman. A great time there for him. Wade Lindell in the number 34, just ahead of these guys, has now gone to the top of the board. So this thing is far from over on who's going to get the pole position here today. They are still improving their times on the racetrack here, and they might continue to do so until the end of the session. Number 20 of Dylan Kroom has gone to third, but it is still Wade Lindell leading here in Menard's 200 qualifying. But Dylan Kroom just took that away. He's actually tied with Wade Lindell, and that's an interesting situation right there. We will have to go to a tiebreaker to see who's going to have the advantage. I'm going to have to check on that. If they stay tied for the top position, you guys need to know who's going to be starting on the pole here. Neither of those drivers are in the top 5, and that's what I have in my notes with me. I'll have to go back in the score for and see which driver has the advantage. But a great lap by Dylan Kroom in the number 20 machine. We'll have to see what he can do in this qualifying session. Number 34 machine also with a fast time, but he may also start on the pole. We just got to check on who's got more points than the other, and we will do so before we close out here from Toledo in this qualifying session. So Dylan Kroom and Wade Lindell currently tie. We'll have to see who's going to start on the pole position. Christopher Altheby in third. Tristan Allendale Salzman, number 38 machine of Thomas Troxel. 46 of Audra Baranowskis in 7th. Jonathan Logan in 8th. Juan Garcia in 9th. And the 57 of Ryan Kingart, last year's champion, just pushed outside of the top 10 as the 28 of Cody Sill moves up to 6th. Great run there for Cody Sill. So we'll have to check on the points here. Don't quite know who's got the advantage. I want to say Wade Lindell's going to have it. I think he got a pretty good run. Actually, no, I think Dylan Kroom got a good run at Daytona. I can't quite remember how they finished at South Boston last week. I know Dylan Kroom wrecked out in that one, and Wade Lindell, I believe, finished kind of mid-pack. Who knows, they could be tied in the points for all we know, and if that's the case, I really don't know what to do, because neither of these drivers ever won a race on NAPFan before. I guess it would go to whoever has the highest finishing position of the year so far, since we've only had 2 races. We'll go ahead and do that if everything else is still tied in the points and whatnot. From what I can tell, we got another tie between Aaron Walpole and Eric Miller. We'd have to break that one. But other than those 2 ties, they are the only 2 that will need to be broken at the end of this session. So Dylan Kroom and Wade Lindell, one of those 2 drivers will be your pole sitter here at the Toledo Speedway in the Menards 200. We'll give them about 20 more seconds to clock in their laps right here, and then we'll be done here from Toledo. We'll take you out to Atlanta and qualify in the Lilly Trucking 200. Going to be a great race tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern. I know the time has changed for that one. I'm going to push it back an hour because I don't want to be too early for the West Coast folks out there in California. I mean, they don't need to be waking up at 7 a.m. to watch a race. That's a little too early. So we'll have to see who gets it here. And we will get you that tiebreaker between Dylan Kroom and Wade Lindell. One of those drivers will be your pole sitter. I'm going to go ahead and see right now. And your pole sitter here from the Toledo Speedway is going to be Wade Lindell in the number 34, as he is ahead of Dylan Kroom in the points standings by 6 points. So Wade Lindell wins the pole for the Menards 200. Dylan Kroom will start in the 2nd position. As for Aaron Walpole and Eric Miller, I closed out score 4. I don't know why I did that. That tiebreaker is going to go to Aaron Walpole, who is 4th in the standings coming into this race, so no need to change that from there. So the only thing that's going to change out of what you see, Wade Lindell will be ahead of Dylan Kroom. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let's take it to Atlanta for qualifying in the Lilly Trucking 200. Hello everybody, this is Napa Fan here, and we are here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway, race 4 of the season in the NOFSRL Turkey Hill Truck Series tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Lilly Trucking 200, one of my personal favorite races to do in the Truck Series. It has always been the second race of the season up to this season. Now a little ways into the season already as we have gone to the Las Vegas Motor Speedway and the ISM Raceway. But we are back at Atlanta. Going to be one of the shorter races of the year, only 33 laps tomorrow, but it's definitely going to be an interesting race nonetheless, as it always is here from the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Have to see who gets the pole position, because where you start in this race might mean a little bit more this year than it has in years past. Of course, traditionally, you might know this racetrack as being one where passing is extremely frequent and we have multiple different leaders throughout the race. Of course, now with the range in the ratings this year, and I think that really came into effect last week at the ISM race where we saw Chase Marks pull away. We're probably not going to see that kind of dominance out of a driver in this race because it does act as a super speedway because of the high downforce on these trucks, but still, it is going to be a very interesting race, and I don't think we'll see as many leaders as we have in years past. But it is a longer race too, so you just never know what's going to happen. Probably see some wrecks, and for the first time ever at Atlanta, we will see pit stops as well. First driver out on the racetrack, Nicholas Samidio for Gardner Motorsports. And going to the inside of him right there is Joshua Rush in the number 66 machine. We'll see these times begin the clock in here. Shane Lake right now fastest, but way too early to tell who is going to have that fastest time of the day until we get maybe to about halfway through the session. Of course, the tire wear here at Atlanta is very significant. That'll come into play in the race tomorrow. Joshua Rush has gone to the top of the board in the number 66 machine. Looking to locate him on the racetrack here. There he is, and these trucks will get a draft in this qualifying session, and you might see Joshua Rush go back to the top of the board right here. He went to third. Fitzwater, now the fastest driver in the number 9 with a 29.692, 682 I should say. But Jason Tucker, the driver who started on the pole at Las Vegas, has gone to the top of the board, and this is another one of those guys. We've been talking a lot about our points leader, McAngelo Nwangwu, this season. This is another guy who may have a really strong season in his first ever run on Napa Fan. He's second right now, and speaking of Nwangwu, well, he just went to 5th. But we had a couple guys go back up there, and another guy go back to the top of the board. That is Alexander Rowe, now Emily Anderson, going to the top of the board in the number 37. Nwangwu went up to second in the 78. And they keep on changing in the top 10, but at the moment, Emily Anderson, who I believe was not here, but won one of the biggest races of her career. It was in the Aero Electric Pro Series back, I believe, in 2017. We had an 80-some lap race here, I do believe, at the Atlanta Motor Speedway, and she won the event. Emily Anderson is fastest, Joe Rutkowski second fastest, McAngelo Nwangwu, Jason Tucker, Eli Bright, Ace Garcia, Alexander Rowe, Joshua Rush, Shane Lake, and Nicholas Samidio, the current top 10. Just a little bit before halfway in Lilly Trucking 200 qualifying from the Atlanta Motor Speedway. A great run there for Emily Anderson, 2:9:15. Very fast time for her, and a very fast time for Joe Rutkowski in the number 64. Of course, Ethan Hunter, the owner of Evolution Motorsports, and Emily Anderson. And Christian Vargas, the owner for Joe Rutkowski, with a good run in this event as well. Got to locate Rutkowski on the racetrack. And of course, during the session, these drivers can change their tires, so we're seeing that out of Dan Park right now. There's Joe Rutkowski coming in the pit lane. Number 64, who is currently second fastest. A couple of new guys in the top 10. Agar Barreto in 8th, Nick Smith in 9th, and Edwin Mendez in the 10th position. Knocking a few guys out of the top 10 right there. As our last winner here was Chase Marks at the ISM Raceway. Dominated that event right there. Had the perfect strategy. Took 4 tires during the one set of pit stops instead of taking 2 like the drivers ahead of him. And because those drivers ahead of him only took 2 tires in that event, he was able to drive by him on the green flag run and win the race by almost 2 seconds. We do not see a race win by that margin on an oval track very often at all on Napa Fan, but Chase Marks pulled it off. Currently, Chase Marks is in the 34th position. Not exactly how he qualified last week at the ISM Raceway, but nonetheless, there is still possibility for these drivers to move their way through the field. It will not be like it was last week where it is difficult to work your way through the field. Here at Atlanta, as we have seen in years past, while it may be fewer leaders in the race tomorrow, you'll still see guys work their way from the back to the front and vice versa in tomorrow's 33-lap event. But another great qualifying effort out of Michelangelo Nwangwu. I'm very, very impressed with this driver this season. Of course, he won the race at Las Vegas a couple weeks ago. And he actually won that race by passing Chris Skidlard and the caution happening to fall in his favor. There was a chance he might not have won that race if the caution did not come out when it did. But nonetheless, he is the points leader coming into this event. He was the points leader heading into last week's event as well, so it's 2 straight weeks for the JSS Motors team and their driver of Michelangelo Nwangwu leading the driver's points. Jamison Fall, the owner of this team, they have put together an excellent program, and it is showing in qualifying and in the race. Of course, his worst finish came last week at the ISM Raceway. I believe he finished just outside the top 10. But nonetheless, Nwangwu is definitely a great driver. And in only 3 career Napa Fan starts, he's leading the points in one of the top-tier Napa Fan series. So, we're still early on in the season. Still have 15 races to go. But it's looking pretty good early on for driver number 78 of Michelangelo Nwangwu. And Emily Anderson, she is a long-time veteran to this series. She came into this series as a rookie in season number 4. This is her 3rd straight full-time season. However, she has never won in the Truck Series before. And a couple of other notables who have never won in the Truck Series before include... We'll find him here, see if I can find him. I want to find him before I tell you who it is. Jesse Turner in the number 75. He has been in 5 seasons of the Turkey Hill Truck Series. And not once has he won a race in this series. And that is very, very odd. Because he's pretty much won everywhere else he won in a truck in the Craftsman Throwback Series earlier this year. We'll have to see if he can win in a truck this season. I have high hopes for him this season in doing that. Another guy, I believe Alexander Rowe, and I'm not 100% sure if he has won in the series before, but I believe this is Rowe's 3rd season in the trucks, and I do not believe he has ever won a race in the Turkey Hill Truck Series before either. He's got a good run right now here in qualifying, currently in the 6th position. Great job for Nicholas Sykes' team of King Racing. Josh Williamson up there to 8th. Fisher G is in the 9th position. Fisher G comes into this race tied with Emily Anderson for 2nd in the championship standings, 19 behind Nwangwu. Already, I mean, we saw this happen in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, especially in the second half with Nathan Baird pulling away in the championship. Already we're starting to see a sizable gap from 1st to 2nd, and we're only 3 races in, but that's the key. We're only 3 races in. So, I would imagine that points lead will not stay like that and will not grow until we really get ourselves solidified in the season. Oh, I say about 5 or 6 races from now. At that point, that's when you can see a guy light it up and stay up top the points the whole season. But Nwangwu does not have this one in the bag. He's far from winning this championship. And like I mentioned, still 15 races left to go in the season. But he's definitely off to the right foot, and with a strict points championship, every single race counts towards the championship. So all these guys want to get the best finishes they can get in every single race. And Nwangwu has done that so far, as he has the best average finishing position of any driver so far this season. No change in the top 10 since we last mentioned it right there, since we last saw it, so looking pretty good for Emily Anderson, looking to grab the pole position here in the Lilly Trucking 200 at Atlanta. Like I mentioned, a 33-lap race tomorrow. Of course, when we went to Las Vegas, that was 42 laps. That was a rather extended race right there. This one only going to be 33 laps, so a little bit more of a normal length for these guys. A little bit more used to that in the Truck Series. Either way, we will have a pit stop tomorrow, so these drivers have to be thinking about that as well. It is going to be interesting to see how it all plays out in tomorrow's 33-lap event. Emily Anderson in the number 37 with the fastest time at the moment with the provisional pole. And with the time running out right there, she will start on the pole position for tomorrow's 33-lap event here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. We have one tie between Fisher G and Owen Miles, but Fisher G does have the tiebreaker on him. Chris Skidler and Nicholas Amadio, I believe. I don't know who's got that one. We'll have to check on that and see who's got the tiebreaker in that one. But other than that, that is how they will line up for tomorrow's Lilly Trucking 200 from Atlanta. Hope you guys stick around and enjoy the racing here the first Saturday in October. And we're just getting started here in the Turkey Hill Truck Series. Only the 4th race of the season here in season number 6 of the NOFSRL Turkey Hill Truck Series will be from Atlanta tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern. Congratulations to Emily Anderson for winning the pole position. And we'll see you guys tomorrow for the Lilly Trucking 200 from Hotlanta. I will see you guys later.